Hello friends, I welcome you all for the lecture series of digital signal processing. Today in this session, you are going to learn the one of the most important property of the Z transform, that is nothing but the convolution. So it is the most important property in the all the properties of the Z transform, and please remember there is fix one question in all the semester examination on the convolution of two sequences, and the weightage of that question will be 7 to 8 marks. So it is very easier to score out of 7 to 7 out of 7 or 8 marks of the given question. So just prepare 4 to 5 examples on the convolution of the Z transform, and it is one of the simple property of the Z transform. So basically all the calculations for this convolution is depend on the basic definition of Z transform. So you should know how to solve the examples on the basic definition of the Z transform, and you should know the property of the linear convolution. So by preparing these two things, you can easily score out of marks for this question, for this particular question in the semester examination. And please remember, this is most important point, and there is frequently asked question on the convolution of two sequence in the semester examination. So let's start this session. So up till now we have solved so many examples on the definition of the Z transform, and although linearity property, differentiation property of the Z transform. So along with that, today we are going to solve one example. It is a little bit lengthier example on the convolution of the Z transform. So if you prepare only this example, you will come to know, or you can solve so many examples on this convolution of the Z transform. So let's start this. So the given question is given, find the linear convolution of x1 of n and x2 of n using Z transform. So basically we have to find convolution of two sequences, and these two sequences are given, that is x1 of n, which is given by in curly bracket 1 2 3, again 3 and 4, and the next sequence is x2 of n, which is given by 1 2 0 2 1. So we can solve these two sequences. Okay, we can find the Z transform of these two sequences and just use the property of convolution. So you will get the final answer. So let's solve this. So the property of the linear convolution is given. So this is the property of the convolution. So what it shows? It shows that Z transform of, this is Z transform of two sequences, okay, that is x1 of n and x2 of n, then is it is nothing but the multiplication of two Z transforms, okay, multiplication of Z transform of x1 of n and the Z transform of x2 of n, okay. So according to this convolution property, it is nothing but the Z transform of two sequences, that is x1 of n into x2 of n, which is nothing but the multiplication of Z transform of these two sequences, okay, that is nothing but x1 of z into x2 of z. So this is basic formula to find the convolution. You should remember this formula, or we can say property of the linear convolution, to solve any type of example in the examination on the linear convolution. So let's solve this. So let's take first sequence, okay, this is nothing but the x1 of n, just we have to find out its Z transform, which is nothing but the x1 of z. So it is very simple. So according to definition of Z transform, so this is basic equation, okay, this is basic equation of Z transform, that is x1 of z, which is nothing but the Z transform of x1 of n. The sequence is given, the arrow is given, this arrow indicates x of 0, okay, and the values towards the right side of the arrow are taken as the positive, and the sequence towards the left is negative. So ultimately your x of 0 is 3, okay, x of 0 is 3, x of 1 is 4. This is for right side sequence, and for the left side x of minus 1 is 2 and x of minus 2 is 1. Okay, so I think this is clear. This should be clear for you. So according to definition of Z transform, we have the formula, and the limits will be what are the limits? So this is x of minus 2 and this is x of 1. So limits will be n is equal to minus 2 to n is equal to 1. So let's put this limit. So just use this formula, x1 of z is equal to summation of n is equal to minus 2 to 1. Okay, so these are the limits of the given sequence, and the remaining equation is x1 of n into z raised to minus n. So let's expand. This is very simple, just expand this summation. So what we get, x1 of minus 2 into z raised to plus 2, because of what, minus minus become plus. So we are putting n is equal to minus 2 first, because of what, our limit starts from minus 2. Okay, so the ultimately first value will be x of minus 2, and put this minus 2 at point n. So ultimately minus minus become plus, and it came plus 2. Then x1 of minus 1 z raised to 1, then x1 of 0 z raised to 0, and the last thing is x1 of 1 into z raised to minus 1. Okay, why it is minus 1? Because we are putting now positive value. So n is equal to 1, so ultimately z raised to minus n, so it becomes z raised to minus 1. So by solving this, what we are getting, just put the values. So what is x1 of minus 2? So it is nothing but 1. Okay, so this is 1, just put it here. Then what is this value? It is 2. Okay, this is 2. Then what is x1 of 0? It is 3, which is nothing but the arrow indication, this 3. And what is x1 of 1? Is 4, just put it here. So this is our final equation. So final equation becomes, this is the final equation, that is z square. According to this, z square plus 2z plus 3, and this z raised to minus 1 becomes, goes to numerator, so it will become 4 upon z. So this is the z transform of the first sequence. This is the z transform of the first sequence, which is denoted by x1 of z. Okay, so this is our first step. Just find the ROC, that is ROC is must there for any equation or any sequence. You have to find the ROC. So according to basic rule, to find out the ROC, just put first z is equal to 0 in this equation. Okay, and the next thing is put z is equal to infinity in this equation. So first, after putting z is equal to 0 in this equation, what we are getting, 0, this 0, again 3 is as it is, and 4 upon 0 is infinity. So this 0, 3 plus infinity. So anything in addition with the infinity will become infinity. So what we are getting, after putting z is equal to 0 in this equation, we are getting infinity. Okay, so I think you have cleared the ROC and the definition of ROC. What is the definition of ROC? ROC should attain the finite value. Okay, Z transform will exist where ROC will attain the finite value, but we are getting infinite value. This is the infinity, and we are getting infinite value when we are putting z is equal to 0. So for this there will be no z domain. Okay, so the line will be what, z is equal to 0 is not allowed, because of what, we are getting infinite value. But according to definition of ROC, z should attain, x of z should attain finite value. Okay, x of z should attain finite value, but we are getting infinite value after putting z is equal to 0. So for this it is not allowed. Okay, so there is no ROC exist for this plane. Then the next step is put z is equal to infinity in above equation. So what we are getting, infinity plus 3, then 4 divided by infinity. So what we are getting, this infinity plus 3 plus 0. So anything in addition with the infinity, it will become infinity. So again we are getting infinite value, we are not getting finite value after putting z is equal to infinity. So this is not also, so this is also not allowed. Okay, so therefore what is our final line? The line becomes ROC is entire z plane except z is equal to 0 and z is equal to infinity. Okay, because of what? For z is equal to 0 we are getting infinite value, for z is equal to infinity after putting these two values in the above equation we are getting again infinity. So there will be infinity for both this case, z is equal to 0 and z is equal to infinity. So our final line becomes ROC is entire z plane except z is equal to 0 and z is equal to infinity. So this will be our ROC condition. So we up till now we have solved the first step of this problem. Then we have to find out x2 of z, and this x2 of z is nothing but the z transform of our second sequence. This is our second sequence given in the above in this given question. This is nothing but the x2 of n, and we have to find out z transform of x2 of n, which is nothing but the x2 of z. Okay, so again the same thing, we have our equation definition of z transform. This is very simple definition or the basic formula of the z transform. We are finding out the z transform of this sequence, that is x2 of n, which is nothing but the x2 of z. So what it becomes, the limits will be minus 2 to 2. Okay, why there is minus 2? Because of what? The arrow indicates, as I said earlier, this arrow indicates x of 0. Arrow always indicates x of 0, and the values to the right side of this arrow will become positive. So ultimately x of 1 is 2 and x of 2 is 1, and the values towards the left, the sequence will be x of minus 1 is 2 and x of minus 2 is 1. So limits become minus 2 to 2. Okay, so these are our limits. So let's put these limits. The limits are given in this equation, that is n is equal to minus 2 to 2. Because of what? This is minus 2. Okay, and this is 2. So we are putting limits are n is equal to minus 2 to 2, and our same equation is given x2 of n into z raised to minus 1. So the next step is what? The just expand this. By expanding we are getting this sequence, that is x2 of minus 2 raised to z raised to square. Because of what? It become minus minus become plus. Again x2 of minus 1 into z raised to 1, x2 of 0 into z raised to 0, x2 of 1 into z raised to minus 1, x2 of 2 into z raised to minus 2. So just put these values. What is x2 of x2 of minus 2? 1. What is this? 2. x2 of 0 is what? 0. x2 of 1 is what? 2. And x2 of 2 is 1. Okay, so ultimately this is our final equation. So this is the final equation, which is nothing but the z transform of x2 of n. This is nothing but the z transform of second sequence, which is given in the given problem, which is nothing but the x2 of z. Okay, as then we have to solve for the ROC. So the first step is nothing but put z is equal to 0 in this equation. What we are getting? 0, 0 plus 0, 2 divided by 0, this, 1 divided by 0, this. So what we are getting? Infinity. Okay, again we are getting the infinite value after putting z is equal to 0 in this equation. Okay, the next step is what? Again put z is equal to infinity. So what will become? x2 of z is equal to infinity plus infinity, 2 divided by infinity, 1 divided by infinity, and the final answer become again infinity. So what is our final line? The line shows that ROC is entire z plane except this both z is equal to 0 and z is equal to infinity. Because of what? For both the values we are getting infinity value. These are the infinity value we are getting. But ROC is what? ROC wants finite value. Okay, there should be not infinite value. ROC wants finite value. So for this, the line becomes ROC is entire z plane except z is equal to 0 and z is equal to infinity. So in this way we have find out the ROC of both the sequences. What we are done up till now, we find out first z transform of the first sequence, which is nothing but the x1 of z, and then we find out its ROC. Similarly, we have find the z transform of x2 of z, x2 of n, which was the second sequence, and its ROC. So in both the case, the ROC will be same. That is, ROC is entire z plane except z is equal to 0 and z is equal to infinity. So the next and the last step will be multiplication of these two sequences. So according to our property of the convolution, we have to multiply these two z transform. This is z transform of x1 of n and z transform of x2 of n. So after multiplying, just put this. This is the z transform x2 of z. This is x2 of z, and this is x1 of z. After putting and multiplying this, we are getting this final equation. Okay, so this is the final equation after multiplying these both z transform. Okay, so this is nothing but our final x of z. So according to this, we have to find the last sequence. Okay, last x of n. So how to find out the sequence? Just see here, this is the last step. I think up till now this is the clear. We have just multiplied the two z transform, that is x1 of z and x2 of z, and we are getting this final equation. Now we have to find out just the last sequences. So this is basic equation of the z transform. Okay, so after watching this final equation, just see the final equation. The limits ultimately become -4. Okay, because here is z raised to 4. Okay, and the here is 3. Okay, so the limits become -4 to 3. Just put it here. So these are the limits. N is equal to -4 to n is equal to 3. Just expand this. After expanding, what we are getting? X of -4 z raised to 4, x of -3 z raised to 3. Similarly, the last one will be x of 3 into z raised to -3. Okay, so compare this equation. So compare equation number 5. Okay, this equation number 5 with the equation number 4, which we have already find out after multiplication. This is the equation number 4 and this equation number 5. So what we are getting? We are getting x of -4 is 1. Okay, so x of -4 is here 1, x of -3 is 4, again x of -2 is 7, x of -1 is 12. Okay, just we are comparing equation number 5 and 4. Okay, so after comparing, we are getting the last sequence. So these are the values after comparing 4 and 5 equation. So these values are we are getting. Just put this value in this form, that is x of n is equal to, in curly bracket, 1 4 7 12 13 8 11 and 4, and the value which has x of 0. Okay, which is x of 0, just show arrow at that point, which is nothing but the 13. So you should show the arrow, this arrow at the 13 number. Okay, so this is our final sequence and the last final answer of this given problem. Just you can see this equation after multiplication. You see this equation, you ultimately come to know that is limits will be here -4 and here +3. Okay, and ultimately there is a sequence will be x of -4 is 1, x of -3 is 4, x of -2 is 7. Okay, then x of -1 is 12, x of 0 is 13. Ultimately arrow shows at the 13. Again x of -1 is 8, x of -2 is 11, and x of -3 is 4. So just by watching this equation, you directly write down this is the final equation, or we can say final sequence of the given problem. So after solving this complete example, you will score the complete 7 out of 7 marks or 8 out of 8 marks. So please prepare. This is very basic example of the convolution. There are 4 to 5 problems you should prepare for this to score maximum marks in the examination. So the next session we are starting the inverse Z transform. So thank you for this session.